Okay, good afternoon everybody. How are you all doing today? It's now July the 21st. By the time you see this, it'll be about 4:30 Central PM Standard Time here in Manitoba, Canada. Here live on location with my dog Luna, which will be doing today's Bitcoin technical analysis. So we have been trending in this symmetric type of triangle for an incredibly long time. I do apologize for not giving you an update on Bitcoin, which is long overdue. But the main reason why it has not been given is because there simply has been absolutely no information. And we've also been waiting for this particular breakout one way or the other to happen. So this is going to be a public video, not just for my private and for my premium membership group, okay? Because I think that everybody has a right to get in on my thoughts on Bitcoin, since you guys do value and respect it a lot, which I really do appreciate. And I want to be really clear, guys, that I'm just waiting for my laptop to get back. And as soon as it gets back, guys, new courses are going to be live right away. Well, not new courses, but they're going to be updated. Don't expect the world from it, right? They're just newly filmed, right? And they're going to have more content because we've got more charts to analyze after 2017 and 2018, okay? So for those that have not taken my course yet, make sure you're taking a look at the description below. It's geared towards newer traders and intermediate and advanced traders as well. It's about 40 hours of amazingly good content that I think that anybody will come out ahead with lots of information. And what you do with the information is simply up to you. It goes for 190 American dollars, and I hope that you take a lot away from the course. If you have any questions about it, make sure you're contacting me directly and I'll be more than happy to help you. And anyways, enough with the spiel. I think that the courses end up promoting themselves in general because of the amount of people that have given very positive reviews and feedback on it as well. So anyways, let's get into this Bitcoin technical analysis. I want to keep it anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes at most because I've got an incredibly busy day today. I got to make sure that you guys are provided with the premium membership group for my position if I do decide to enter one. And I also want to make sure that you guys are getting an evening update as well. And I've got a lot of company that I'm going to be having tonight and hosting at my personal place. So anyways, let's get on with this Bitcoin technical analysis. But before we do that, let's take a look at it from the overall macro perspective. So we take a look at this overall perspective since what day was it, guys? Since, I'm trying to go really far. Since November the 17th, is that when it started? Around there, November the 17th, that's when this bull rally ended up starting, right? Of 2019. And what we see here is Bitcoin goes to $14,000. And we see this is a perfect price point of the Fibonacci ratio. So check this out if you guys have not seen this yet. And for anybody that got in this particular short position, you guys probably yielded a fairly substantial gain where it ended up hitting the golden ratio, specifically between the 0.5 Fibonacci and the 0.65 golden ratio. And it's a beautiful number, isn't it? It's found everywhere in the universe. 61.8. It's a number that's derived from a ratio of the Fibonacci sequence of numbers. It's found everywhere, like I always say, in the universe, from the way that our body is shaped, to the way our genes are coiled in a helix, to the way that the universe is spiraled around, or sorry, the way that our solar system is spiraled around in our galaxy, to the way our bodies are proportional to each other, to the way artists will paint based on this particular ratio, to the way sand and seashells are shaped to this ratio as well. And we also find it in the stock market, surprisingly, and also magically. It's one of the first things that I've learned about. So if you're unfamiliar with what Fibonacci is, make sure you guys are learning a lot about it. Either from my course or just go to YouTube or anywhere, because it's something that's really going to benefit you, where you're going to incorporate it into your day-to-day strategies. And there isn't really a lot of different confluent reasons to enter that trade, except for it seeing the 61.8 being just penetrated slightly by a wick by $500, and we're also seeing very quickly that, I'm just double checking that this is actually recording properly. Okay, yes it is. And we're also seeing this massive wicks that are just showing like a shooting star type of candle, right? So anyways, my point is it's been going to the uptrend since December the 17th of it was 2018, my mistake. So now that's been how many years? Or how many days specifically? This is relevant, obviously, the reason I'm telling you guys this. So just hang tight. So now we're talking about a 600-day extension so far, which is almost 100 days away from being about 2 years. you can say, right? So we're about 3-4 months short of 2 years. So it's been about 1 year, and we'll say 8 months roughly, okay? July, August, September, October, November. Yeah, around 8 months. 1 year, 8 months. So my point is, this resistance, that slope, has been established for an incredibly long time. And if you take a look at the purple right here, it's not that far-fetched for me to be able to say that there's a probability of it actually hitting this particular price point right here in that particular apex of a squeeze. So if this were to actually happen, then we're going to be looking at a timeline of roughly June in 2021. And don't mind the train. I'm just going to come back in about 5 minutes when this train is passed, because I don't want you guys to be bothered by it. So give me a few minutes here and I'll be right back. Actually, too bad, guys. I've got to go soon anyways, and my dog's getting lazy. Go see Luna. So anyways, if we end up having this particular formation forming, where we see the tension between the bulls and the bears and a symmetric triangle, and supply and demand ends up meeting each other, this apex is going to create turmoil in the market, and we're going to inch very much so closer to it. If this actual, it's funny how I've been talking about this for a long time now, and there's a high probability of us actually hitting this particular $6,000 region again. And then it's going to, excuse me there, had a burp. So then if we end up breaking out of the apex, it's going to be violent. The next particular support would be $4,000 to the downside, and on the upside, we're going to be looking at a monster rally to the $14,000 ranges. And I can live with $14,000. Which way do I personally want it to lean? I want it to lean bear. I want it to lean bear simply because I'm a bear trader. As you guys know, the majority of my profits are all in the bearish market because I love to short, and that's exactly what I specialize in as well. So let's go in a little bit closer right here. Actually, let's look at the macro scale on a monthly as well, okay? On a monthly, what we're seeing is pretty much a doji type of candle, followed by a shooting star in the month of June. As I've said before, it's very significant for us to acknowledge the fact that in the month of July, it's been a very bearish month. And especially when we've had 2 rejection candles prior to July, that's when it's been even stronger. So for example, if we had a rejection month in May and June, it heavily implies that July would be a fairly bearish month of consolidation or a major volatility to the downside and capitulation. So let's take a look at the 4-hour chart right here. 4-hour chart is one of my favorite charts right here on Bitcoin because we ended up breaking out to the upside. And we've had this symmetric triangle forming in this smaller one, right, on a smaller degree. We've had this little bad boy here forming for how long now? And it's pretty funny how even though Bitcoin had a massive breakout, when I say massive, I'm talking about proportional to how little it's been moving thus far. So we see that Bitcoin since June or middle of May here, it's been consolidating. So June, July, so 2.5 months now, it's been consolidating into symmetric triangle, and we finally broke to the outside. And even though it's broken to the upside, it doesn't even matter whatsoever, because we're still now going to face that purple line that I showed you and face another wall, another resistance. So we've got a lot of conviction for me to actually believe that Bitcoin is on some sort of rampage to the upside right now. And I'm not going to go over any type of risk to reward setups, but it's pretty clear that we broke out of this symmetric triangle that's been squeezing for 2 months now, but we've got another squeeze that's even more relevant, in my opinion, on the macro scale. So I don't think that Bitcoin's gonna break out of there. Am I surprised right now that Bitcoin ended up breaking about $200-300 up? Nope, not at all. This was bound to happen, in my personal opinion. Okay, where we're gonna test it one more time on this on this resistance, and then we're gonna get rejected heavily. And once we get rejected heavily, it makes a lot of sense for the bears to take over, because the bulls are probably gonna end up getting trapped, and there's gonna be some massive liquidations and margin calls on the downside. So we gotta remember how flash crashes and how capitulation happens. So the way, in my opinion, and from my experience, capitulation happens is the bears end up driving up the price, right? So bears end up driving up the price, and then the bulls end up buying into a short position for the bears. So one, right? The bears, they have a bid that's being stacked up, and you guys, or the bulls, are also selling to them as well, right? But because you're selling to them, they now have a they have a spot account or an exchange account with a lot of liquidity, right? So they end up dropping the market by selling off the liquidity when they're actually driving up the price to the upside. So that starts catalyzing the movement to the downside. 2, what they end up doing is they do a market execution or market order, which ends up catalyzing the dump even more. And 3, all the people that are FOMOing are joining in on the rally. So it causes this massive capitulation to the downside. These are how flash crashes happen. So in my opinion, right now, one step at a time, okay guys, because I don't have a lot of time, I personally believe that we're going to move up to about 95 to 9600, get a huge wick to the upside, and then we're simply just going to end up getting rejected, and we're going to hover around the 9200 range for a while again. So those are my 2 thoughts right now, and there's only one way to see it. We're gonna break well above this purple line. That's a resistance that's established for over about 2 years now, or a year and 8 months. Or 2, we're simply gonna reject it. There's no other way to possibly see this right now. And in my opinion, rejection is more likely than breaking a 1 year, 8 month resistance when there's no adoption. Warren Buffett is not announcing that he's gonna be adopting Bitcoin anytime soon, okay? Donald Trump is not really advocating Bitcoin. COVID-19 is causing a mini recession right now in the market, right? S&P 500 index is looking horrible as well, right? NASDAQ, all exchanges right now, they're plummeting. Gold is, not doing the best either right now. People are hedging into other things. So it's really difficult for me to believe that Bitcoin is going to get some traction anytime soon. And there's a lot of other factors to consider as well. So anyways, I wanted to keep this between 5 to 10 minutes, or sorry, 10 to 15 minutes. I'm gonna go get my dog some water, and we're gonna go get some food. Gotta head out for the night as well for dinner with some friends, and I'll be sure to give you guys a massive update tonight on my possible position if I enter. And I'm not gonna be playing too big, anywhere between 5 to 20,000 American, my normal for the time being. I don't want to play any $250,000 accounts anymore, especially not in public where I am. And then after that, I'm going to give you guys an evening update as well. So we're going to have a market scan in the, a market evening update to just give you guys an idea of what coins could be trending tomorrow. That's going to provide us some liquidity and volume for us to capitalize on some short-term gains. So have yourselves a great night. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll catch you sometime in the evening. You guys want to say hi to my dog Luna? He's probably the smartest crypto dog in the world, and probably has the biggest following in crypto either, which is kind of funny. So good night, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys are always giving me some love, okay? Give me a thumbs up on it. Not that I give a shit about likes, as you guys know, when I have enough people following me, put it that way. But make sure you guys are commenting. Leave your comments below to let me know what you liked or didn't like about the video in a very respectful way. You guys know how I deal with people that are not respectful, and then blocking you guys right away. And if you are not sure what I'm talking about in this video, make sure you're taking my course, guys. Please do take my course. People have said that it's one of the best investments that people have ever made in their life for $190. And also keep in mind that I've been published in Cointelegraph, #1 trader in the world for 2018, #6 for 2019. I'm going to be on a huge interview in Cointelegraph again. People like Leo Walds were trying to interview me for Forbes before back then. But yeah, I probably shouldn't say that publicly, but kind of cool to get that little bit of that notoriety, is that how you say that word? And a little bit of that fame online, because it's well earned. So if you're interested in learning a lot about what I'm talking about in the market, make sure that you're taking my courses, guys. It's definitely put a lot of time and effort into developing it over 4 hours in a very structured way that's clear and concise, and also in a way where you're gonna come out a lot, right? As long as you're also putting in the effort. So anyways, see you guys later. Bam, motherfuckers. That's also 3 for 3 trades already in the past 2 days, where I have 100% accuracy, and also maintaining an 89% accuracy this month already so far for trading. Have yourselves a great night. Bye now.